What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Supergirl Season 2, Episode 20, City of Lost Children. So, we have this episode where apparently Mon-El's mom has been working with Lena to create a portal to her world, which apparently invites all of them in, and this portal, for whatever reason that I don't know was ever fully explained, affects these telepaths that attack, just start using their telepathic powers and destroying everything around them in the process. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this episode. So first of all, let's talk about the good things. So first of all, first good thing, there was actually main plot in this episode. We finally have something to do with Mon-El's mom. That's the main plot for this episode, is just Mon-El's mom and what she's doing that's causing these telepaths to like spaz out and start destroying everything around them. So yeah, that was good. And the only other good thing in the episode was the funniest, unintentionally funny moment in this entire, in pretty much any show nowadays. So we see, it starts off with this woman in the park attacking everybody. This is how we learn about the telepaths and whatever's controlling them and destroying stuff around them. So things around her just go flying and everything, and Jimmy and Wynn happen to be in the park when this is happening. So, first of all, just the people around her are so stupid. Like, this hot dog stand goes flying, and Jimmy's like, move out of the way! And it's like running at them to tackle them out of the way. But just watching them, honestly watching anybody in this scene is freaking hysterical. Like, I honestly want to know who the director, or who the assistant director was in this case, because what did you tell your extras? Because I could tell you, as an extra, they normally do a pretty decent job of saying, okay, so I want you to do this, I want you to do that, you know, making sure that it actually makes it a good scene. But these extras must have just been told, alright, just stand and watch as everything goes flying around you, okay? I just want you to stand there, because the hot dog stand goes flying, and you just see this couple, the woman has her hand on her husband's arm, like, oh my gosh, we're about to die from that hot dog cart. And they're just standing completely still, and so Jimmy runs over, tackles him out of the way, and then the funniest scene ever happens. They throw, the woman throws a truck, which first of all, two people are watching as the truck just flies past them, like, oh no, like, shouldn't you be running for your lives? But then Supergirl catches the truck as it's about to hit the building, and all of a sudden it cuts to this group of people who are apparently watching, and you see this Asian guy and this woman, and they both go, it's like the most over-the-top celebration hug ever. And you know these people don't know each other because of the way they reacted to each other. And just like, what is this? I had to watch it again just so I could just fully just embrace the stupidness of this scene. Just that it was like I'm sorry. It still makes me crack up just thinking about it. Like, what did they have to tell these people? Like, alright, just imagine that your hometown team won the playoffs, but you're delusional and think that you are actually a part of the team. You're players on the team, but you're not. I want you to act like that. Yeah, we won! Yeah! You people did nothing. You stood there and watched, and you got to hug each other. You know that must have been something that they came up with. Like, that Asian guy must have been kind of checking out the woman. It's like, hey, you want a hug whenever we're supposed to be celebrating Supergirl? Sure, why not? And then they did it, and the director saw it, or the editor saw it, and like, that is too funny to not put in there. So, I at least got some enjoyment out of this episode. The rest of it, however, was really dumb. The premise of Jimmy in this episode is pretty much how he started as Guardian, and it's still going on. You know, like, just, whenever he first started becoming Guardian, he's like, I want to be a hero too, and I want to do all this, I want to fight people too, because that's the only way I can make a difference in the world. At first, I'm like, this is stupid. He finally became Guardian, I'm like, this is still stupid. Apparently, he's still going through the same dilemma that he was when he first became Guardian, which is, I want to help people, I can help, I can... Like, they're inside the DEO, and he's explaining to them what happened. All of a sudden, Alex, just kind of randomly out of nowhere, because when does she ever normally say this? But she's like, it's a good thing Supergirl showed up. I'm like, really? First of all, you never say that. She saves the day all the time. And it's just so Jimmy can go, Supergirl saved the day and not me. Not only is Alex saying this out of context, not only is this a poor reaction from Jimmy's point of view, but this is the same exact dilemma that we had last episode when Maggie got frustrated when Supergirl was saving the day and not her. It was stupid then. It's still stupid now. Like, how do you not realize that? It was stupid in the last episode when you had Maggie being all, oh, I can't believe Supergirl went and stopped those robbers. That's the police's job. And me. Now you have Jimmy, who's not even supposed to be out there saving the day, because he's a freaking journalist. And he's sitting there, I can't believe Supergirl saved the day, not me. I want to be a superhero. Like, we're full of idiots and brats. So, yeah, just that premise in general, throughout the entire episode, is stupid. On top of that, we see that Jimmy wants to help. He's like trying to force his way. He's like, if you guys need me in any capacity, just let me know. And of course, John Johns is like, sure, if we need Guardian, we'll let you know. Get out. You don't belong here. Get out. But what makes it even worse is that he's like, Kara and Mon-El are surveying the city right now to try to see if we can find our mystery woman. Next scene, the very next scene after that one ends, we see Mon-El walking through this. Well, actually, okay. First, we see his mom and Lena meeting up and talking about stuff, you know, having dinner or whatever. We see Mon-El outside as his mom is leaving. He's eating ice cream. He's got an ice cream cone. At least I think that's what it was. I didn't really pay attention, but he's just walking around. Just like, is this your idea of surveilling the city? Like, oh, let's see, that woman, not here. I can go for some ice cream. Come on! And also, on top of that, how is Supergirl not able to find her in the first place? She's got super hearing, she's able to see through walls. You'd think that it would just take a once around the city, and she's super fast too. How could she not find her instantly? And somehow the woman just managed to evade her sight and her hearing, so whatever. So Mon-El sees his mom, of course, and starts freaking out, and then on top of that we see, you know, Guardian doing more Guardian things, because I want to be a hero too, and la 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 la. So we see, apparently he's getting information on where to find this woman, so he goes to her house and finds her son there. He instantly bonds with the son, because we got to give Jimmy a reason to be in this episode at all, right? So the writers are like, hey, let's have the son instantly bond with Jimmy. And then on top of that, later on in the episode, just going to go ahead and talk about it because dumbest line in the entire series as a whole, and that takes some doing. There have been a lot of really dumb lines, but after the son gets, you know, whatever the device is doing to him, he starts destroying Catco. Supergirl steps in, flies him out. Jimmy's having like this down and out, like, oh, I can't believe that he did that. Man, I'm terrible at this. This is why I shouldn't be a hero after all. And of course, because it's happening with like 20-25 minutes left, we're going to have that, no, you can be a hero, Jimmy, moment. And so John Johns comes out to talk to him and like, look, we need you to connect with the kid. We need you to help him. For really no reason other than, once again, we need Jimmy to have some meaning in this. But, just, if you're not sitting down, for whatever reason, if you're watching this and you're standing up, I know there aren't many people that watch my videos, but if you're watching this and you're standing and you have not seen this episode, you need to sit down. I'm just going to give you a second because, frankly, I'm glad I was sitting. If I hadn't been sitting, I probably would have just fallen over and just cracked my head open on a corner or something on purpose just to get this out of my head. Because really, out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere, we see John Johns, we need you to bond with the kid. Jimmy, why? Is it because I'm black? Are you kidding me? First of all, John Johns is a black man right now. I understand he can transform into any person because he's a Martian, but he is, right now, a black man. Second of all, why do you assume it's because of race? Is it because the kid's black? Because that makes you a racist for assuming because you're a black man and he's a black man, that's why they want you involved. No, you idiot, it's because the kid bonded with you. For whatever reason, the writer said, hey, let's have the kid bond with Jimmy, and then they decide later on, hey, you know what, let's have Jimmy assume it's because of race. Maybe somebody will laugh because of it. Who's gonna laugh at that? As high as racial tensions are in our country right now, you really think that making a racial joke is gonna be funny? Especially a joke like this that involves a kid? That's all I can think of. It had to be a joke. Because it makes no logical sense why he would say that if he's not supposed to be taken as a joke. So, yeah, just the dumbest line in the entire... And what makes it even worse is Jimmy's mixed. Like, I'm pretty sure, just looking at him, he's got... Unless he's just a very light skin tone for a black man, he seems like he's got mixed... Like, he's got a white parent and a black parent. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe he just ended up with that skin tone, but it just... That joke was so stupid, so misplaced, and so just pointless in the grand scheme of things. That just pissed me off. And I was already upset with most of the episode, aside from that one really hysterical moment. But just the episode in general was already really dumb, and then you get to that point, and it just made me want to turn it off. Like, are you kidding me? So, yeah, that scene happens. But ultimately, we get to a moment where Kara tries to call Lena because she realizes, oh, maybe this machine is the thing that's affecting the telepaths, and Lena told me about this machine or whatever, so I need to call her. She calls, Mon-El's mom picks up, and so, of course, they realize, oh, we gotta stop her. Jimmy takes the kid, and Wynn, because apparently Wynn knows how to stop the telepaths, and tries to find his mom, so they go there because the kid can sense where his mom is, and then, of course, all of a sudden the device turns on, and it starts doing whatever it does to them. So, we've got these telepaths. There are apparently 12 of them there, which means Wynn, who was only prepared for 2, is now, his machine isn't going to work. So what do? Have Jimmy save the day, of course, because that's what this whole episode was leading to. So, yeah, Jimmy manages to connect with the kid and somehow break the control of the device on him, which lets him, of course, if he's able to get through the kid, then the kid can get through to everybody else. So that's what happens. Still don't really know why the device was affecting them. Still don't really know why Jimmy getting through to the kid was even possible if the device is controlling them. But the device still works even with them not being controlled, so clearly the only reason the telepaths were even in this were for Jimmy to be able to save the day and be a hero, because we're supposed to care about that, which I don't. So, that's really dumb. Meanwhile, we see Supergirl and Mon-El and John John show up to stop the device. At this point, Lena realizes, oh, this crazy lady who I didn't want to work with, and all of a sudden I did want to work with out of freaking nowhere last episode. Still not explained why that was, because, like, at first she was like, oh, I don't know, I don't trust you, I don't trust you. And then all of a sudden at the end of the episode, she's calling Carl like, hey, I've already figured it out. And she's like really happy to be working with her now. Apparently no mind control involved, apparently no bribing, apparently no, like, threatening. She just decided out of nowhere, you know what? I am going to work with a lady that I just said that I don't trust to work with. Yeah, because we need the plot to move forward somehow. We don't have to explain how it works, it just does. So, she finally realizes that this lady is evil and about to destroy the world. Kara shows up, has a little bit of a fight with her, and then knocks her out while Lena gets knocked out by a shelf because, you know, she's the Luthor, so she kicks ass. except when it comes to shells, because those things are deadly. So Kara knocks out Mon-El's mom and goes to fly to the device to try to shut it down. She uses her laser vision, just knocks her back. Meanwhile, we cut back to the bunker, and somehow Mon-El's mom, despite being just knocked out, is back up again. And before Mon-El or John can do anything, like, somehow, because they're just sitting and they're like, "You better stop what you're doing right now." "Oh, what's that device you're pulling out of your pocket?" "Oh, if only I had superpowers that could punch you right." "Oh, you're using your powers against me." So they just kind of stand there while she pulls out a device that apparently is able to shut down Johns as a Martian because it exists somehow out of nowhere. So Mon-El, of course, does nothing while this is going on. He just watches as she slowly, like, knocks out Johns and apparently, like, forces him into his own mind because, yeah, if I saw one of my friends and coworkers being mentally destroyed, yeah, I would definitely stand there and watch too. So finally, he's just like, "Did you realize when you're on this planet, we're not bulletproof?" And I'm like, "Okay, excuse me, I have a question. When did you figure that out?" As far as I'm concerned, we have not seen a moment where he's been shot by a gun with a bullet. So would you care to explain how he figured this out? Or if this is even true, or if he's just bluffing? Because we never find out. All that happens is the mom just keeps talking to him softly, like, "You're not going to shoot me." He's like, "What happened to my dad?" She's like, "Look, your father was so upset, he took his own life." And he's like, squeezes the trigger, and she's like, "You're not going to shoot me." He's like, "You're right, I'm not, because that would be too easy on the end of this story, and we have to somehow stretch out this story over the last 2 episodes, so of course I'm not going to shoot you because you have to stay alive or else we'd have no more story left, and that would just be too easy, and the show writers are too dumb to realize that this isn't realistic at all, but it's okay because we'll somehow stretch this out over 2 episodes." And of course doesn't shoot her. I don't know if he actually said all those things when that was happening, but that's certainly what I heard in the midst of all of that. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it ends. The Daxamite ships come through the portal and start surrounding the city. Something happens where I guess Mon-El and his mom and Lena all get beamed up. Kind of what it looked like. It's just, all of a sudden they were covered in like this bright green glow, and then it just cut away. I'm like, did they get beamed up or something? Where did you cut away? But then we see the ship surrounding the city, and that's how this episode ends. So, yeah, I mean, so many problems. However, that scene was hysterical, with the people hugging each other. I would say watch the episode just so you can see that scene, and on top of that, it's like in the first 3 or 4 minutes, so you really don't even have to watch for that long. I mean, you could just watch up until that scene, and then you could just cut it off and be like, alright, I'm done watching, because the rest of it is really dumb. And, I mean, I've talked about it before. The show writers do not know what they're doing. They're just kind of writing out whatever random crap comes to mind. And while it is forming a bit of a story, a lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of the decision-making doesn't make sense. We have 2 episodes in a row where we have a character who's upset with Supergirl because she's getting attention and they aren't. Both of which were dumb. One of which was handled with a character that nobody even really likes as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, just all of it's really dumb. A lot of problems, a lot of, oh, now all of a sudden they have this device that can do this out of nowhere, and yeah, it's not really explained very well. So, am I looking forward to the final 2 episodes? Yes, because the season's about to end finally. Don't have to watch it anymore after this. Next season, I will really be questioning whether or not I even want to watch, because it will depend a lot on how this season ends. Like, if Maggie dies, I may decide to watch it again. If Jimmy dies, I may decide to watch it again. So it really just all depends on how these final 2 episodes end, on whether or not I will watch next season, or if I'll just stick to kind of getting the Cliff Notes version so I can keep updated, so I can be prepared for the crossover event or whatever. But all in all, that's about it for this episode. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you hate and not like about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all the good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe. Future Supergirl reviews. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.